Once upon a time, in the bustling town of Furfuri Nagar, where laughter filled every corner and even the most ordinary days seemed extraordinary, lived two inseparable friends, Moto and Patlu. Moto was the stronger, chubbier one with a heart as big as his appetite, and Patlu was the clever, quick-thinking friend who always tried to keep Moto out of trouble, though often unsuccessfully. One sunny morning, as the aroma of street food wafted through the town, Moto and Patlu were strolling down the marketplace, enjoying their usual mischief. Vendors called out, "Fresh laddus! Sweet samosas! Try our special spices!" But Moto's eyes sparkled with a peculiar curiosity when he spotted a small, glowing bottle tucked between crates in a shadowy alley. "Patlu! Look at this! It's shining like magic!" Moto exclaimed, holding up the bottle. It shimmered with swirling colors. Blue, pink, and golden sparkles dancing inside it. The label was tiny and written in a strange language, but there was one word Moto understood clearly: "Eat me." Patlu squinted, his forehead wrinkling with worry. "Moto, my friend, don't just drink strange chemicals. We don't even know what it is." But Moto, as always, was too tempted by curiosity, and maybe a little mischief. Before Patlu could finish his warning, Moto popped the cork and gulped the glowing liquid down. A tingling sensation immediately raced through his body, starting from his toes and rushing to the tips of his ears. He coughed, hiccuped, and suddenly, cluck! Patlu blinked in shock as Moto froze mid-step. "Moto, did you just cluck?" Moto turned pale, holding his stomach. "Patlu, something's happening. I feel funny." And at that very moment, the impossible happened. Moto felt an unusual weight in his belly. He staggered and, before Patlu could react, he laid a golden, shimmering egg right there on the marketplace floor. Patlu's eyes widened. "Moto! You're laying eggs." Moto stared at the egg, then at Patlu. I can't believe it." "But why? How?" The glowing chemical had transformed Moto into a magical egg-laying wonder. Not just ordinary eggs, but eggs that sparkled with light, shimmered with rainbow colors, and sometimes even giggled when touched. People gathered around, whispering and pointing. Some were amazed, others terrified, but most couldn't stop staring at the miraculous eggs. Moto, feeling a mixture of excitement and panic, tried to sit down, only to find himself laying another egg. And then another. Patlu quickly grabbed a basket to collect them, trying to prevent the crowd from panicking. "Moto! Slow down. We need a plan," Patlu said, but Moto could barely respond because the eggs kept coming. Soon, he realized something even stranger: whenever he laughed or got excited, he laid eggs faster. By the end of the morning, Moto had laid a dozen magical eggs, each one glowing and vibrating softly. Patlu examined them carefully. "These are not ordinary eggs, Moto. There's magic inside them. And we need to figure out what it does before things get out of hand." Just then, a mischievous merchant, seeing an opportunity, snatched one of the eggs. He rubbed it, thinking he could sell it for a fortune. Suddenly, the egg hatched, not into a chick, but into a tiny, laughing creature made entirely of glitter and light. It bounced around, shooting sparkling sparks everywhere, and the merchant screamed in fright. Patlu grabbed Moto's hand. "We need to get these eggs somewhere safe before the town gets overrun." They rushed back to Moto's home, collecting the eggs along the way, while Moto's egg-laying didn't stop. By the time they reached home, Moto had laid over 50 magical eggs. Each egg seemed to have its own personality, some giggled, some hummed, and a few even floated a few inches off the ground. Patlu scratched his head. "I think the chemical was not just magical, it's chaotic magic. Each egg can do something different, but if we don't handle them carefully," his voice trailed off as one egg floated, twirled, and hit him gently on the nose. Over the next few days, Furfuri Nagar became a place of wonder and chaos. People came from far and wide to see Moto and his magical eggs. Some eggs laid by Moto would sprout tiny candy trees, some would sing, and a few even solved small problems, like helping a lost puppy find its way home. Moto became famous, but he was also exhausted. Every time he tried to eat, run, or laugh too hard, more eggs appeared. One evening, as Moto lay on his bed, surrounded by glowing eggs, he whispered to Patlu, "I don't know how much longer I can do this, Patlu. It's fun, but I need a break." Patlu nodded. "I know, Moto. We need to find the person who made this chemical and figure out how to stop it, or at least control it." The next morning, they set off to find the mysterious alchemist who had created the magical chemical. Following clues left behind in ancient books, they discovered a hidden laboratory deep in the forest, glowing with mysterious lights. Inside, an old, kind-hearted alchemist explained everything. "The chemical was never meant to harm anyone," she said gently. "It was a test of heart. Those who consume it reveal magic through kindness. Moto, your eggs are reflections of your good nature. But the effect will fade if you learn to control your laughter and excitement, and channel it with purpose." Moto scratched his head. "So, I have to be careful with my happiness?" "Yes," said the alchemist. "But also remember, magic grows stronger when shared. You can use your eggs to help others, to spread joy, and eventually, you will learn to lay the eggs only when needed." Moto and Patlu returned to Furfuri Nagar with renewed excitement. They turned Moto's egg-laying into a source of fun and wonder. Each morning, Moto would lay eggs that brought joy. Some turning into tiny fireworks, others into toys for children, and a few even transforming into magical food for the hungry. The town flourished like never before. Over time, Moto learned to control the magical effect. He laughed, played, and enjoyed life, but only laid eggs when he truly intended to create something good. And Patlu? He continued his role as the clever, watchful friend, making sure Furfuri Nagar stayed safe and fun. Years later, stories of Moto and his magical eggs became legendary. People would tell children about the chubby hero who could lay eggs of joy and magic, and how friendship, kindness, and a little curiosity could turn an ordinary life into an extraordinary adventure. Moto, once just a big-eating, fun-loving man, became a symbol of happiness and wonder. And every time he laid an egg, the town cheered, knowing that magic was real, and it came in the most unexpected forms. And so, Moto, Patlu, and the magical eggs lived happily ever after, bringing smiles, laughter, and enchantment to everyone in Furfuri Nagar, and reminding everyone that a little bit of magic, mixed with kindness, could change the world.